Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week International.
A 21-year-old British free climber was arrested on Friday after he climbed one of the tallest skyscrapers in Barcelona. According to reports, George King climbed the Melia Barcelona Sky Hotel in about 20 minutes without the aid of any equipment. The hotel is 116 meters, or 381 feet tall. King was arrested by regional police officers as he was coming down. Apparently, this is not the first time one of King's death-defying and illegal climbs has generated headlines. In July of 2019, he climbed the much taller Shard Tower in London, which stands 310 meters, or 1,017 feet tall. He finished that climb in just 45 minutes. While it has not yet been announced what penalties King might face for his latest climb, he ended up being sent to a young offenders institution for 6 months after the incident in London for breaching a civil injunction taken out by the owners of the building. King's parents vocally pushed back on their son's sentence in that instance, saying that the courts were making a criminal out of an elite athlete.
On Tuesday, authorities in the Netherlands arrested a man in connection with the theft of 2 extremely valuable paintings that had been stolen in 2 separate museum heists last year. The 58-year-old man, whose name has not yet been released, was arrested at his home in the town of Barn. The stolen paintings in question are 2 Laughing Boys by the 17th century Dutch master Frans Hals and Vincent van Gogh's The Parsonage Garden at Nieuwennen in Spring. The paintings are said to be worth roughly $18.4 million and $6.9 million respectively. But despite a thorough search of the suspect's house, neither work of art has been recovered at this time. The Van Gogh painting was stolen from the Singer-Laren Museum near Amsterdam in the early morning hours of March 30th, 2020, when the museum was closed due to restrictions related to the pandemic. The thief pulled up on a motorcycle, then proceeded to use a sledgehammer to smash through the reinforced glass door of the museum. He left with the painting tucked under his arm. 2 months later, police were given a photo by an unidentified source showing that the painting was circulating amongst organized crime circles. In August, the Hals painting was stolen in a similar smash-and-grab job from a museum in Leerdam, when thieves forced the back door of the building open and took off with the artwork before police could arrive. Interestingly, this is the 3rd time this particular painting has been stolen from the museum. It was taken in 1988 and again in 2011, being recovered after 3 years and 6 months respectively. Police say that they have not given up hope in recovering the 2 paintings and say that Tuesday's arrest is an important step in the investigation.
Members of the Nigerian police force say that they are currently searching for more than 1,800 inmates who escaped from the Owerri Custodial Center in Imo State after the facility was invaded by armed men. The attack took place just after 2 a.m. on Monday, when the men used explosives to blast parts of the prison and gain entrance to the yard. Of the 1,844 inmates who escaped during the attack, so far only 6 have reportedly returned. Another 35 declined to run away in the first place. Police say that they believe the separatist group known as the Indigenous People of Biafra was behind the prison break, as well as another coordinated attack on a police station this week that took place in Mbieri. However, the leader of the group has denied any involvement. The incidents are part of an ongoing conflict in southeastern Nigeria as government forces continue to clash with separatist groups in the region. President Muhammadu Buhari has attempted to crack down on groups like IPOB, fearing that their activities could lead to another Nigeria-Biafra civil war.
This week, police in New South Wales arrested 2 men for the murder of 33-year-old Najma Carroll, following a 9-month investigation. 57-year-old Robert Sloan and 43-year-old Benjamin Parks were taken into custody on Tuesday and Wednesday respectively, and both are now charged with Najma's murder. Najma's body was found by a dog walker just after 5 p.m. on July 29, 2020, near the Sandy Point Quarry in Menai. She had been dead for 15 days. Authorities say that Najma was brutally beaten to death with a baseball bat and a large rock before her body was set on fire. Her burnt-out car was located just a few days after the discovery of her body. According to reports, Najma allegedly knew her killers because of their involvement in the drug trade. The former honors student had struggled with addiction since she was a teenager, and in recent years had been going through a difficult time with her mental health. It is believed that Najma was staying at a hotel in southwest Sydney with Sloan and Parks prior to her murder. The two men appeared in court via video link on Wednesday and are currently being held without bail. The proceedings are set to continue on June 7th.
This week, police in Dubai arrested a group including at least 12 Ukrainian women and one Russian man after pictures and video of the group posing nude at a photo shoot were posted to social media. The shoot took place on a balcony in the city's marina area and was reportedly found to be in violation of the UAE's public debauchery laws. Violation of the law can carry penalties of up to 6 months in prison and a fine of roughly $1,400 US. Despite the UAE's attempt to cultivate a reputation as a friendly tourist destination in recent years, the country has extremely strict laws, which it has never been shy about enforcing on tourists. Authorities in Dubai later confirmed that everyone involved in the photo shoot was set to be deported.
Authorities in the city of Nakama are currently on the hunt for a suspect behind the brazen robbery of a specialty Japanese fish store. According to reports, the theft happened at approximately 2:30 a.m. on March 26th, when an unknown man smashed through the fence of the soon-to-be-open shop and stole hundreds of tiny fish known as medaka, or Japanese rice fish. These hardy fish supposedly make great pets and are known for their ability to procreate even under the most extreme circumstances. In fact, they were reportedly the first known vertebrate to successfully mate in orbit. Certain breeds can go for decently high prices. This particular batch of rice fish were specially bred by the victim and were expected to be worth anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000 yen each, or roughly $14 to $46. The thief apparently knew what he was doing. Armed with just 2 lights and a nylon net, he was able to scoop up and take off with approximately 300 of the tiny rice fish in just 5 minutes. The victim told Japanese media that he was heartbroken by the loss of his fish, and that he thought of the crime as more of a kidnapping than a theft. He said that since the incident, he has had trouble sleeping at night. Thankfully, footage of the suspect was caught on surveillance camera outside the business, and police are using the footage to try and track the man down.
Police in Surrey say that they're currently looking for the mysterious culprit behind a series of late-night tree choppings that have taken place along the banks of the River Thames. According to reports, the so-called phantom lumberjack is believed to have struck as many as 30 times over the past week and a half, cutting down trees with a powerful chainsaw near the market town of Walton-on-Thames. Along a 2-mile stretch near the town, heavy branches have been thrown onto the road and into the water, and in several instances have obstructed traffic. So far, the identity of the lumberjack remains a mystery, but local residents have told police they believe the culprit might drive a small red car. Police have asked anyone with information to reach out and have condemned the, quote, mindless damage these incidents have done to the local community.
An outpouring of public fury aimed at officials is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan this week, following the abduction and death of a 27-year-old woman in a case of bride kidnapping. According to reports, Azada Kanatbekova was abducted on Monday by 3 men who pushed her into a vehicle before taking off. One of the men allegedly wanted to marry her by force. Though security footage of the incident was captured and quickly spread on social media, police were unable to track the suspects in time, and Azada was found dead in an abandoned car on Wednesday. The vehicle was discovered in a field outside the capital of Bishkek. In addition to Azada's body, police also discovered the body of her suspected murderer and kidnapper, who is said to have died from self-inflicted knife wounds. Apparently the man was known to Azada and her family, and they had previously asked him to stop approaching her. Another of the suspects was also later detained by police. It is unknown exactly what percentage of women are forced into marriage through these kinds of kidnappings in Kyrgyzstan, though some UN figures suggest that as many as 1 in 5 marriages in the country happen after a woman is kidnapped. Though the practice was officially outlawed in 2013, convictions are reportedly rare, and women are often not in a position to speak out. The widespread problem of bride kidnappings is said to be driven in large part due to the relentless cultural pressure placed on young men in the country to marry after reaching a certain age. The quickest and cheapest route for many people, especially those from poor families, is apparently to take part in these kidnappings. Thankfully, it appears as though the public attitude surrounding the treatment of women in the country is changing, and this recent case has driven a wave of protests in the country. Many are calling for the resignation of key government officials and are demanding change. That brings us to the end of this edition of Crimes of the Week International. If you're a fan of the new series, don't forget to tell us in the comment section below. While you're there, make sure to subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thank you for watching.